Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new here, then I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Just click the little subscribe button down below. For today's video, I am going to be doing a full review, my experience, the pros and cons, everything you need to know about the Lancome particulier. I don't know how to say it, so you know what? Scratch what I just said. It's this new guy right here. This is the custom made foundation. It's completely custom to each individual. So this is my particular foundation. So all that being said, I am wearing it right now. If you guys want to see this entire review and my experience and how it worked and everything, then just keep on watching. Okay, so let's start with the price and the packaging and what it looks like and all that. It cost $80, and that does kind of sound like a lot of money. I know it's not cheap by any means, but at the same time, a lot of higher end foundations are upwards of $60. So if you do invest in like $50, $60 foundations, it's always nice to be able to spend those extra $20 and get a foundation that is made specifically, perfectly for you. And also it does come in this nice box right here, and then you open it up, and then there's a little tissue, and then your foundation is inside. I am gonna say this is supposed to have a sticker on it, and it's supposed to say my name, and you can actually write whatever name you want on it. For example, mine was supposed to say Arlyne's cake face, but their printer for some reason was not working. Everything that could have gone wrong for my experience went wrong. So yeah, it's supposed to have a cute little sticker right here, which is supposed to make it look a little nicer, and it's supposed to have your name and your complexion ID. It is really pretty, it's sleek, it's white. It has a pump, which is super convenient, and then it just says Lancome on the front of it. So that's everything as far as packaging and pricing. As far as getting in and doing this for yourself, first off, this is not available everywhere. I believe there are 12 locations that offer it. Luckily, I'm in California and I'm actually close to a few of the locations that they offer it at. So I think they're still kind of testing it out at a lot of these locations. I know it started in Seattle and at the Del Amo Mall if you are in Southern California. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I highly recommend making an appointment. The mall I went to was actually pretty booked up. There was only one girl working, which is probably the reason it was so booked up, but I went in for my appointment at noon, and it is supposed to take 45 minutes to an hour is what she told me. Mine ended up taking 2 hours because, like I said, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. But the reason I do recommend the appointment is there was a girl who actually came up to the employee who was working on me, and she asked if she can have it done because she wanted to have the custom foundation for herself, and she actually had to be turned away, and she said she was from Texas. I felt really bad because they don't have it in Texas, and she said that was the only day that she was available and could have gotten it done, and I almost wanted to give her my spot because I knew that I can go back any day, but at the same time, I had made my appointment and I was so set on getting this done and making this review for you guys. Yeah, make an appointment. So the next thing was getting to know my skin type. This is one of the reasons I really wanted to make this review, was because it's actually a lot more than what it looks like. It kind of looks like you just go in there and they make this custom foundation according to the little scan that they do, but honestly it was a lot more than that. The Lancome employee asked me what kind of skin I have, and then they put that into the computer. I believe there's 3 options. You could either be dry, combination, or oily. I let her know that I'm extremely oily, and then from there she also asks you what kind of coverage you like. I told her I like full coverage, but I believe she did let me know that this foundation is not as full coverage as the 24-hour that I have used in the past and absolutely loved. So if you are looking for extremely full coverage like I usually do, it's not going to be extremely full coverage like you guys will see, but it is enough coverage for what I like. So once you choose your skin type and what kind of coverage you like, then you go into the scanning, and she actually asked me where I would like to be scanned. She let me know that people can have different colors on their skin. You can have like blotchiness or some areas that get super red. So she asks you where your favorite skin color is, if that makes sense. So what she scanned for me was my forehead, which is what a lot of people do, and then she also scanned my neck and my cheeks. So you choose 3 areas that you want to be scanned. Then this is where the cool computer technology comes in, and it actually just like matches all of those 3 skin tones up, and it gives you your complexion ID. So with that, she even said that some people like to get their shoulder scanned. If you are like super tan and you like to match your foundation to say your shoulder, then you can even have that scanned. So it's all just preference. My complexion ID showed up, and then it basically said that I was almost perfectly neutral. So I was right down the middle. I was super happy to hear that. I was like, yes, like that's what I like. I love a neutral neutral shade. I don't like it to be too cool and I don't like it to be too warm. So once that comes up, this is another fun part. I'm pretty sure, and I believe if I remember correctly, you get to adjust the shade pre-mixing or one time like after post-mixing. So basically after your complexion ID shows up, say like mine said neutral, if you wanted it to be more warm, you can actually change it before it gets mixed and you can ask her to make it a little more warmer tones, or vice versa, you can make it cooler toned if you wanted that, or you can wait until after it's already been mixed, and then once she applies it and tests it on your skin, you can go back in after and let her know what tweaks and changes you want to make. So I was pretty happy with the results. I said, let's go for it. Let's mix it according to exactly what it said. So we went ahead and started mixing it. Then all of the mixing and then the shaking up of the bottle probably took around 20 minutes.
We put it into the shaker. Let me keep this. It goes right into the shaker. And I like to do mine on like several rotations, so it's going to go in there a couple times.
And then once it came back, she applied it to my face.
The color. And then at this point, we get to decide if we want to make any adjustments to it whatsoever. Okay. I'm going to do a little swatch on your face with the particulier, as opposed to maybe what some women do, like spot all over and then blend. We recommend just doing small areas. Do your cheek and then move on to forehead. And so.
My immediate reaction was that I loved the color. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, like this is exactly what I've been looking for. Like I said, it's so hard to sometimes find like the right neutral shade. And as soon as she applied it, I was like, oh my gosh, like we're on the right track. This is totally working. It's not gimmicky or anything. It was a tad bit light for my liking. So this is where the adjustment came in. I actually asked her to make it one shade darker.
Even change the coverage or the skin type even. So for summer, if you wanted something lighter, you can do medium coverage. Okay. It looks really pretty on you. But we're gonna go one thing darker, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna add more pigment. You'll see as it drops in out.
And then it came out another like 10-15 minutes after she applied it to my face once again, and oh my gosh, it was beyond perfect. I was like, yes, like this is exactly what I've been looking for. Oh yeah, I think I like this more.
Slightly sunnier.
Uh-huh.
Package is in a pretty box. Yes. Normally would have a label on it though. Normally with a pretty label.
So that's everything as far as the process and how it's made, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how it applies and how I like to apply it. So I'm gonna start by applying a little bit of the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. This is just a primer. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender on half of my face and then this It Cosmetics foundation stick on the other half. I just like to pump it directly onto my finger and then apply it to my face that way. And that is one full pump right there. And just taking my Beauty Blender, I'm going to dab it in. You can see right off the bat that it's literally covering up like all my blemishes and just all of my scarring, and it's seriously such a true color to what my skin tone is. So there's one full pump on my left hand side. Now moving on to the right side, I'm going to use a foundation brush so you guys can see the difference, and I'm also doing just one full pump. So there's one layer of coverage, and like I said, I like my foundation extremely full coverage just because my blemishes still poke through the foundation. So I'm going to go through with another full pump, and I'm just going to do this around my entire face because I want you guys to see that it is buildable. See, so that right there covered up these blemishes so much better. So this is what the foundation looks like after it's all applied. Like I said, I used 3 pumps total because it is buildable and I like a full coverage foundation. That being said, I never just wear a foundation on its own just because I am so extremely oily. So I like to always mattify things by putting a powder foundation over this foundation. Yes, I know it's a total cake face, but that's the way I like my foundation. So I'm going to use the Lancome Dual Finish Foundation, and mine is in the color 320. Guys, I lied, I totally forgot concealer. Doy. Now we can continue setting everything in place with the Lancome Dual Finish. Another thing I do want to mention is that it does not get super oily. I have such oily skin that no matter what foundation I use, like anything I use, my skin will get oily regardless of any primers I use, any setting sprays, anything. My skin always gets oily. With this foundation, I find that I am like the least oily. Like I only get oily around my T-zone and it actually doesn't look horrible the way it has in the past. I'm looking at myself right now and I'm shocked that I'm not like more oily right now. But yeah, I hope I covered everything. If you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this like review and demo and everything that I talked about and just found this helpful in general, especially if you guys are looking to get this done for yourselves. I highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, that's it. Give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. Also follow me on all of my social media, which is down below. It's just my first and last name, Arlyne Sanjines. Yeah, that's it. I love you guys and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.